Full-plated dismounted knights, knights on horses, crossbows, trebuchet. Guys, we're back in the medieval world. Here we are playing 1212 AD, the mod for Total War Attila. It is so good to be back, and we've got a subscriber battle replay. Very excited to cover this one because it's been such a long time, and two, we've got some awesome factions on the battlefield today. So starting on the attack, we have the Teutonic Order, the Empire of Trebizond, and the Principality of Antioch. Now, defending this beautiful settlement, we have the Kingdom of France, the Kingdom of England. Very nice that they could, stop fighting each other and fight together. And we have the Kingdom of Jerusalem, one of my favorite factions in this entire mod. So what more can I say? This is going to be a medieval beatdown. So get your snacks, your drinks, sit somewhere comfortable, and enjoy the battle. Oh, and one more thing. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you're a nerd. So here we have a super mega siege tower. They've all blended together to form a ultra mega one. So we'll see what the Teutonic Order is doing here. I just wanted to kind of zoom out and show you the placements of the armies and how they're, setting up the attack, how the defenders are setting up the defense. The Teutonic Order is on the far, I guess from their perspective, the left flank. In the center, we have Trebizond. And then in the right, we have Antioch, which Antioch is also pushing up towers as we speak. Now, what I see here with the Teutonic Order, I think this could have been a fantastic opportunity to sally out some infantry, to halt this blob of siege towers and get crossbows on the walls. You could easily take out these 5 units so quickly, even if they send in cav, because they do have cav units back here, a decent amount for a siege battle. They could rush in, but even if they do, they might get some good charges in, but they're going to be in range of crossbows and get, brought down quick. So I think they missed an opportunity there, and I don't know if he's actually attacking. I think he's just setting up a siege tower wall. So on defense, we've got France. The French player is the yellow icons, but next to him we have is this Jerusalem? Yeah, the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Such a cool faction. Such a cool faction. They just have a lot of nice mix, a very diverse roster. And then for the final one, I believe it is England. So England is all over here. And England looks like he's going to be the reinforcement army. He's kind of sitting back in reserve. We do have some French crossbows on a barrier here. So they might be setting up a... Look at this. Look, they got the spears on the side. We've seen this before. Crossbows on the barricade here. Not the barrier, but the barricade. You get what I'm saying. This is a strategy we saw from Tharshi. Maybe that's why he's implementing it. Maybe this is a common Attila strategy. Who knows? But we'll see how that plays out. Anyways, let's jump in here because we do have the first push of infantry. This is the dismounted Antioch Knights. Another cool faction, very similar to Jerusalem, sort of. But yeah, we've got dismounted knights holding against Antioch. I just love this mod because this is cool. I don't know. The units are just really, really cool. This unit right here, the Order of Saint Lazarus. This is a really cool order because I think originally they were just monks. They were like non-combative, and they took care of lepers. And I think in the 1130s, I could be misremembering, so correct me if I'm wrong. They turned it into an order, like a hospitaller order, and they became the Order of St. Lazarus, and it became a combative order because I think they needed more soldiers for the Crusades and whatnot. So they picked up their swords and joined the fight, and just look how cool, the green and white. I don't know if this is true, but I wonder if this is where, kind of, especially in Europe, if you go to like pharmacies, they have like a green cross. And I wonder if it comes from the Order of St. Lazarus, because they are healers. They help lepers. And apparently they had no concern about themselves. When they were taking care of these poor sick people with leprosy, they took care of them. They didn't hold anything back. So very, very cool order. I think, honestly, my favorite order. I mean, I have a lot of different orders that I really like. It'd be so cool if Creative Assembly actually took the time and made a Crusader Total War and had extreme detail like this mod, and had all the orders, and even for both like the Mohammedans and the Latin, you know, the Crusaders, the Byzantine Empire. There's a lot there that you could really go in depth with. But yeah, nonetheless, now we get to see them in action. The Order of St. Lazarus charging in and bringing some pain over to the Antioch Knights. Oh, that's awesome. Very cool stuff. So let's go back over to the other side, just kind of look around. It looks like they've destroyed a breach into the walls. Their attack, I'd say one thing that's a little concerning from the attackers is that they're very spread out. They're not close enough to support each other, and their attacking timing is a little off. Oh, look at this. Hold on. We got a little fight going on over here. Yeah, so I forgot to show you this a little bit earlier in this battle. England sallied out. So England has sallied out with Cav. You can, that medieval knight charge. But England has sallied out, and they actually came across these two Antioch units by surprise. They were hidden in the trees, and I think the Cav accidentally stumbled across them. And it's led to the infantry now, because they've sallied out with everything: infantry, crossbows, cav. So they're sending combined arms out right here, which is an interesting play. And I'm really curious what you guys think in this situation. Should England sally out with combined arms, or should they stay in the city? Because obviously, as defenders, you get less money. You get less money as the attackers. So leaving your defenses, which is your advantage, and going out into the open puts you at a disadvantage unless you have something planned. You have specific units that excel, like Cav outside the city. There we go. They're cleaning up Antioch's random 2 units. I think they were planning on a delayed attack because they do have a ram over here. Yeah, here's the ram, which you can't hide. So England knew of the ram. They probably thought, oh, they probably just sent it over there. I'm sure there's nothing over here, and sure enough, they came across 2 units. But yeah, what's the question? So yeah, do you sally out here or do you stay in the city? Personally, I would stay in the city, but England has brought a lot of shock heavy knights, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see them out. You know, see them out doing some damage. Now, yes, the walls are so critical here. England, speak of the devil, they are here on the walls as well, using some crossbows to support the Jerusalem spearmen, which the spearmen are outclassed in this. They're taking on knights, but the crossbows could be the slight advantage that the defenders need here to overcome this little engagement we got. Now, over on this side, things are really heating up. You can see the streets are just packed here with armored soldiers as both sides are sending in their best and bravest knights to try to either take the city or defend the city. And we got archer support coming in too. The Lazarus, these guys are not knights, they're sergeants. But the Order of St. Lazarus, they're kind of on the other side. They've kind of got this group of Antioch knights surrounded. But they've got some archer support coming in from the inner streets. Oh yeah, Jerusalem, using their archers and trying to pick apart some of these defenders. Now, look at this. This is why defending the walls are so important, because especially if you're still going to be around the walls fighting in the inner streets, you want to make sure you can control them, because the attackers, they are using the walls now against the defenders. They've got some crossbows up here who have just been given the orders to what to fire at, and they are going for the archers. That's a smart move. Counter the enemy archers. And these archers are in trouble. They are in trouble. The archers are now changing targets, and they're going for the crossbows. And, you know, it's tough because you do put your crossbows at a vulnerable... Like, going up on these walls can be risky if the defenders are waiting and watching. Because if the defenders had crossbows ready to go, they would be firing on the attacking crossbows right here and just wiping them out. But the archers, they're far away. They don't have a great position. They're not exactly landing tons of hits on these crossbowmen. So these crossbows are fine, and they're going to rack up a lot of kills. So really good positioning here. Now we've got a little crossbow v crossbow situation. Antioch moving some crossbows near England. Is he just going for the charge? Like, look at this. It doesn't look like it. His swords aren't out, and they're going to kind of meet here. Now, I can imagine, and these kind of things happen when there's big armies like this. This could be a micro mistake. He could have told the crossbows to get in position, and they went a little too far than he wanted. There we go. I think he just spotted them. He spotted them. They're going to form up, and I think he's going to do the same thing here. He's going to fire at Jerusalem's archers that are sitting in the back streets there. The back street boys over there. But now England with the crossbows, what are they doing? Are they going back? What's going on here? I don't know what's happening here. Look at, what the heck? Yeah, they're just going to charge in. England must be, now keep in mind, England is kind of microing this big force outside here, so he must not be paying attention because these crossbows, little crossbow v crossbow, which is really cool. We'll see how that plays out. There's bigger fish to fry over here, such as this big street battle, which actually looks like the Antioch Knights are making some ground. Well, they're staying alive. Okay, they're not necessarily making... Well, actually, they're breaking this unit. They're breaking the Jerusalem Knights, and the defenders are probably going to have to send up more reinforcements to try to maintain the streets here. The streets of this random city. And now we've got some dismounted Hospitaller Knights, big ol' halberds. It looks like, almost looks like warhammers. What would you call this? Like a, well, some of them do have halberds. I guess just halberds would be the easiest way to describe it. But some look like warhammers. Some look like the crow beak weapon, which is really good at penetrating enemy armor, especially like head armor. I mean, really any armor, but you get a good swing on someone's head with that thing, it'll go straight through the armor into the brain. But yeah, really good stand here, but I don't think they're going to hold much longer. But we do have potentially reinforcements. France! Ah, yes, the great knights, the envy of the world, dismounted French knights. They are going to make their way over to reinforce Jerusalem's stand here, which, of course, is against Antioch. So there they go, charging forward. So yeah, they're going to move into position. And let's go back over to this side as Trebizond is making a dent into the defense. A little bit of this little circular kind of shape of the settlement. He's, I don't know, the nipple of the settlement. Could you call it that? I don't know. But they are making some ground, and they've got some spears. A lot of spears, but they do have some swords waiting in reserve, some halberds. Looks like axes in the back. So we'll see what happens. And then the Teutonic Order has been viciously fighting for this gate, and they have yet to claim it. This is going to be a tough one to attack. Not only do you have a small space to charge through, like the gate, but you also have the arrow towers, which are obviously going to support the defenders. You've got reserves waiting to charge in. Now, this is being defended by Jerusalem, and this is a bit of a, I believe, a micro mistake. I think that Jerusalem is focused against Antioch right now, all the way on the other side of the settlement, and they are having some really good shock units, heavy shock infantry. They would excel and do so much damage if they can get a charge off, but unfortunately, they're kind of stationary, and they could easily charge these spearmen from the Teutonic Order and probably break them in about a minute. Maybe not that quick, but they could break them for sure. So yeah, this is a bit of a micro mistake, and this is the risk that they're having to deal with England sending out 80% of his army. This is the challenge, because Jerusalem and France, they're having to defend this settlement against 3 players. So they're having to micro way more than the attackers right now. And this is looking concerning, because we've got some units that are getting rolled up on by Antioch. They're getting behind. Yeah, they're going to break all these Jerusalem units. France still has their French knights, which have 62 kills already, and still has 128 men where they originally had 140. So they've barely lost any. They've been fighting it out, but they are about to feel the wrath here of Antioch as they continue to push more and more troops around the flank. Look at them. They're like, around the flank, man. We've got them flanked. Very cool. Oh, France is going to fall back. That's good. Or advance backwards. All right. I can already... Anytime France is on the battlefield and I say fall back, you know, some internet nerd, some uneducated internet, you know, historical layman going to do some French retreat joke. Anyways, here comes fresh knights from Jerusalem coming to reinforce, and this is definitely a problem for... So they're basically counterflanking. They're counterflanking Antioch, and Antioch is committing way too much into this breach point. They are going to get focused down so quickly. It's not going to be pretty. And over on this side, artillery is still firing on a wall, I think. What are they doing? Yeah, they're firing on a wall. I think they're going to try to open up another breach point, which honestly is a good idea. We've got mounted crossbowmen kind of watching the English army. And England is just vibing right now. But he probably needs to get into the fight. He's got some English foot knights early period. So he needs to get into the fight here and put some pressure on these attackers. Because if you can get behind this blob, that would be devastating for Antioch. Let's head back over here because things are unraveling before our very eyes. We've got the defense. Finally, Jerusalem, I don't know when he charged them in, but he did see it, and he was able to charge in his Hospitaller Knights and his dismounted Templar Knights, both with halberd, shock, you know, their shock infantry. He's got to stop charging through this gate. This is not working out for him. The Teutonic Order is going to lose so many troops. But I do love a cool, close-knit, I guess you could say, close, compact battle around the walls. It always reminds me of Kingdom of Heaven, which I have a love-hate with Kingdom of Heaven because it has its moments. The battle scenes are really good. Apparently, the director's cut is really good too. Like it makes the movie way better. But I don't know. Some of it is like, yeah, it's just, yeah, didn't fairly portray the Western world. Kind of made it like this dark and dirty, which it wasn't at all. Anyway, so here comes some spearmen. Teutonic Order closing in. Where did these guys come from? I mean, seriously, where did these spears come from? I don't know, because if they're attacking this gate, how did they... I guess they just slipped by, and now they're going to be able to flank these French knights who are holding back a ton of troops. We also got some troops over here from Jerusalem, keeping back Trebizond, who is trying to still muscle their way through this breach point. Honestly, Trebizond is being way too passive right here. He needs to be helping his allies. He needs to charge into these swords, get some archers in position, and help out Antioch, because Antioch is dealing with, right now, it's a 2v1 for Antioch, because you have England, who's yet to engage, yet to fully commit, but he's also dealing with, Antioch's also dealing with Jerusalem. And even France. France has some units over here kind of helping out as well. And here we go. We've got the crossbow, the mounted crossbowmen. They have 3 kills, so they're not exactly doing work right now. But they're trying to do some damage. We got artillery. Look at this. This artillery, it must have taken them the entire battle so far. They must have pushed this thing. Look at it. They pushed it out through the gate all the way over here. This is goofy. So this kind of reminds me of the very previous battle. The last video that I uploaded, we saw the defenders sally out and use a scorpion, which makes way more sense because a scorpion, it's smaller, it's on wheels. I mean, so is a trebuchet, but it's much smaller, easier to push around, a little bit quicker in terms of moving around, more convenient. But the trebuchet, they're trying the same strategy with the trebuchet. We'll see how that works out for them. I don't know what. It looks like they just, are they going to push it? Yeah, they're going to push it even more. So they're going to try to get in range, I assume, of this blob fight. Now we've got the general. Whose general is this? This is Antioch's general. For a second, I thought it was the Teutonic Order because of the black, and they've got some red in there, but from afar it looked like black and white. But yeah, the general over here trying to, you can see that's how desperate they are, trying to break through the stand of Jerusalem Knights. And here comes reinforcements. The French Knights, man, they have been showing up at very critical times. And here comes the French forces. Very nice, very good charge there. That's how you use the shock troops. Trebizond needs to get going. They are just way too passive here. They should be, this is a perfect opportunity to support the Teutonic Order, which by my surprise have actually made some ground here of taking control of this gate. They have made some ground. So we'll see what happens with this, but I'm hoping Trebizond just rushes in these troops. Now, thankfully, he is moving up reinforcements. Get in there and fight and try to surround and help the Teutonic Order because they're getting crushed right now. They're getting crushed. I mean, it's not right here particularly they're getting crushed, but they're doing okay over here. Now they got some crossbows up on the walls. That's huge right there. Is this the Teutonic? Yeah, the Teutonic Order. It's good to see. I think he finally decided to do this because he's getting more control of the street, so the defenders can't rush up and, you know, kill these crossbows as easily. So let's see what get these guys firing. Let's see what they go for. I'd go for this blob right here. Yes, they are. Excellent, excellent. And here comes Trebizond coming to save the day. Get in there, Trebizond. Get those spears in there. And the crossbows will help you out. And one unit's kind of peeling away. Look at this. And they're going to try to go for the defending crossbows. We have France here with their crossbows, but they're going to distance. This is smart. Yeah. Make him commit. These spears are already breaking. Wow. But as soon as he stops, these French could turn around and fire at him. He's not, because he's probably microing elsewhere. We've got French reinforcements, some sergeants of arms. Yeah. Sergeant Darm. I gotta work on my French again. Anyways, they've got some men at arms moving up that way. Gendarme. But oh, here comes the artillery. That's what I'm talking about. This is not a great angle for the artillery. This is high risk right here, and that is why they are gonna. This is really cool, though. Holy smokes, this is cool. This looks awesome. Let's get more artillery coming in. Come on, let's do one more volley. One more volley. Let's see this thing in action. I wonder if he's gonna hold his fire here. But these knights look really cool. We've got this high period. I love the high period. There's something really cool about it. I love their helmets with the flat top. Oh, there it is. Oh! Artillery came in right at the last second. He should probably hold fire. Yeah. Oh, here comes another one. Run! They're gonna fall back and get away from the chaos of that artillery. Okay, so now we've got some things developing outside here. Let's see. Are we gonna get a charge here? Well, we've got not only Antioch, but we have Trebizond sending over some cav. Here we go. Clash of cav. out in the open. England going all in here. We've got Cav flanking around on this side as well. This is Antioch. No, this is... Okay, so this is the Teutonic Order. What is going on? Antioch, get your Cav over and help out your teammates. We're dealing with England right now, so this is really cool. I love when siege battles have a outside the settlement struggle. And we'll see. The Cav is winning here. This is good to see for the attackers. Smart move to pull out of there, get away from the swordsmen. You got spears that are going to try to slow them down, but they're going to just get massacred by these English foot knights. So we'll see what happens with that. The Cav, keep moving the Cav, keep moving the Cav. Don't just sit there. And now at the same time, this is a good move by Teutonic Order. They're going to push on the far flank while the English are busy dealing with on the other side. And they've got the Ritterbrüder, they've got the Grand Master bodyguards. We got the General. Oh, yeah. Cav v. Cav. I love it. Look at them clash in together. This is a great struggle right here. A lot of fun. We'll see what happens. It's hard to believe. Actually, the Grand Master took a beating there. I don't know if it's because he pulled out of the fight, but this definitely looks like it's in the advantage of England. Over here, Teutonic Order's doing pretty well, but England is kind of handling this fight well. They've got a unit of swords coming in to help out. That's a problem. And they've got crossbows, which, oh, this is criminal, which I am sure they're firing at the backs. Yeah, they are, and that's why they're charging in. They're like, hey, how dare you shoot us in the back? We're going to turn around, full force, give you a good, welcome to the medieval age beat down. And now they're going to go back into fighting England. But what's the point? He should probably not fight the Cav and keep going for the crossbows. He broke that crossbow unit, so that was actually a good play by the Teutonic Order. Here comes the English Knights. They're going to try to finish up the Ritterbrüder over there. And now we've got swords kind of chilling over here. We'll see what happens. Now, the artillery has pushed forward. Are they really going to try to... They've got 11 kills, and I'm sure most of those kills are probably friendly fire. This artillery has been a mess right now. But it's fun. It's fun to see them out there. Look, they do a short shot. Oh. They might have gotten one or two there. That's kind of cool, running through the flames. The Cav charging through the flames into the enemy swordsman. And this is Antioch, by the way. So Antioch's Cav just now joining the fight. Here comes another good charge on these crossbows. That's a huge win right there. Those crossbows can get a lot of kills, so if you can take them out, I don't think they're going to break them, but they certainly did damage there. Let's go back over to the main fight. It seems that the defenders have won on this side, and it's really going to come down to Trebizond and the Teutonic Order. Trebizond still has a ton of reserves here, relatively speaking, considering how far we are in this battle. Over here at the gate, what happened? Why is Trebizond not sending in reinforcements here? Why is the Teutonic Order getting so focused down? These poor men are like begging for aid from their allies, which are just kind of chilling. They're just kind of chilling on the other side. This looks cool. The gate, I like that. With the gate in the background. Hold the line. Look, they're not willing to back up. They're not willing to give up on this struggle. So they're holding the gate, and we've got the Trebizond. They're kind of pushing in, and they've peeled units. So this is mostly France kind of defending his ally, who is Jerusalem, holding back the Teutonic Order. But it kind of looks like the Teutonic Order might actually take this now. The crossbows are in a deadly position here. They got to try to race down these crossbows with their foot infantry, because if they just sit there and let this unit shoot at them, it's going to be over. They're gonna really you know, chip away at these numbers. So great fight so far. A bold struggle. Let's go back over to this side where things are still unraveling. The artillery has dropped. They must have gotten charged, but the crews dropped the weaponry, but they're going to get back on those war machines. And, oh yeah, we've got the Grand Master General breaking, the Templar bodyguard on the verge of breaking, a fight in the wheat fields. I mean, how crazy is that? You know, you live your whole life as a peasant working in the wheat fields, and then only maybe one day a clash of noblemen will meet their end in the fields of which you worked and brought harvest. And now a harvest, this will be the most precious harvest as royal blood fertilizes the wheat fields here as they fight. Yeah, we've got a king and we have a Templar bodyguard. Oh, there we go. That's it. The king has taken it. England has come out on top, but they did lose a lot there. And what is going on here? The Grand Master doesn't realize he's getting charged by knights. That's a big loss right there. He needs to get them out of there, but it might be too late now. And I think that might be almost all the generals. No. Okay, good. The general is still very alive and well for Trebizond, but for the Teutonic Order, for Antioch, they're cooked. All right, they're done. So it's going to come down to Trebizond if the attackers are going to win this battle. They have officially taken the gate. They got to be careful here, though, because as soon as they capture it, this is going to collapse. Let's see. Or not. What? Is it under? It's under their control, but the towers are still shooting at the attackers. Are they going to capture it? Here's the thing. If they capture it, in Attila, the towers crumble and fall on the troops, so they don't want to lose any troops here in the process of capturing this, so they've got way too many troops up here. We'll see what happens. I don't know why it's not being captured. We'll see. They are defeating the French, who are trying to hold back this wave from Trebizond. And Trebizond over here is fighting in the streets as well, taking on some French infantry. So I don't think the spears are going to come out on top here, but if Trebizond can send over some archers, these guys are really good. Heavy range, and I don't even know the stats. I just look at them and I'm like, yeah, these guys are good. And and they're like both a melee and an archer unit. So this is a powerful unit. Here comes more spears to join the fray. They're going to do some cycle charging. Good to see there. Over on the back side, there is a little bit of a horseplay. You got some crossbows firing at these English knights. And we're down to about 17 minutes left into this battle. And it's definitely getting crazy. We've got some spears taken on, Jerusalem's king's bodyguard. This is not a good engagement here. I don't know if Jerusalem realizes this is happening, but you don't want to charge spears with your cav. But we'll see what happens, but they got to get them out of there. And that's the thing. Attila, it's very difficult to pull cav out of a melee, because it was so easy in Rome too that when they made Attila, I think they overcorrected it, and when you rush cav out of a melee fight, a lot of troops drop. Again, it was kind of like a lazy correction for Rome too, to try to make it more difficult to kind of charge in, charge out with cav, or push through with cav. But I think it's a little too much. So at times it's better to just leave your cav in the fight. And sure enough, they broke the spears. Look at that. And this general has 133 kills. Now we got a crossbow moving up. This is good. They're going to try to get the general from afar. Oh, look how cool these crossbows are. These guys look amazing. I just love this mod. I mean, the units just look so good. They look so good. The uniforms look fantastic. I think the only thing, the thing that looks the worst in this mod is the shields. I think at times the shields are just too perfect. They look too good. You know, it'd be kind of cool to kind of throw in some fading, some peeling of the paint, some dirt on the shields. I don't know, maybe it's because it's Attila and they can't do that, but that's a small critique. I mean, that's something that's like not a big deal. But now they've got the Pavis spears. I was trying to say crossbows, but it was like these are not crossbows. They're holding the street. We've got multiple street battles going on. Teutonic Order with the Sword Brothers. They're going in, taking on these knights. Most likely will lose this fight, especially considering, well, they've got reinforcements nearby. They could try to send in reinforcements here. They have taken control of the tower, I suppose. They should, but it's still kind of shooting at them, so they should just leave this area. And now there's a big fight going on here. Look at this, a nice flank here by Trebizond. They're going around. They went on the walls. They're going down near the gate, and they have gotten behind the French defenders. This could be a problem. I think Trebizond needs to send over more troops. They need to send more units up on this wall. Which, how did he even get on? Oh, the tower. He got on through the tower. He ran down and got behind the French. But this is a risky play because there are reserves waiting, and sure enough, what do we got here? We've got England sending over some foot knights. Sending over foot knights. Let's see. I'm gonna enjoy this charge. You just imagine you're one of the French knights here, tired. This is you right here, just like. It's like there's enemies up here. We can flank. Come on, men. One more charge. This battle will be ours. Don't give in. Don't give up. Look at it. Oh, look, allies. That's gonna be a nice sight. There we go. That's gonna definitely seal the deal for those flanking attackers. So that was a nice little charge there, and they're not breaking yet, but they will be soon. But the French are breaking here. They are breaking, so I mean, they got a fresh unit. Pretty fresh unit still holding. 61 kills. Some spears waiting in reserve for the attackers. I don't know. There's a lot of English units coming in here. This is going to be tough for them to take. They're definitely going to make some ground over here in the center of the settlement. This is mostly the Teutonic Order. The Sword Brothers still fighting their hearts out, but again, they're kind of outmatched here against the oh, they've got archer support, though. They're taking on knights, but they've got archer support. Hold on. Firing from way downtown. Look at this. This is Trebizond. They are just letting it loose. They're not afraid to show it. They are just getting some stuff out there. There we go. And now we've got Sword Brothers going in, charging in, and they are trying to take them on. So fresh unit of Sword Brothers, I can imagine. So I like that cycle charging troops in. That's great use. You see that a lot too on the side that's kind of running out of infantry. They kind of have to preserve what they have, rest what they have. A nice little cycle charge that actually might be very beneficial for the Teutonic Order. They might be able to, I think they're going to beat these knights, especially with the archer fire. But waiting in reserve, we've got French knights, or French, they're not knights, but men-at-arms, ready to go, sergeants. We've got a big battle going on in the streets here. England cycle charging with the English foot knights. They're like, could you imagine just being in this armor? I mean, the sweat, just a sweat accumulating in the armor. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure they're designed, the armor's designed so sweat never pools up anywhere, but it would be so hot. It would be so tiring, especially if you're somewhere in a warm climate. But now we've got the big Varangian Guard-like units for Trebizond. And they are fighting the good fight. Look at this constant cycle charging. That is going to definitely do, especially with the heavy shock infantry from England. This is going to do a lot of damage against the attackers. Oh, yeah, they're breaking them. Big break right there. They have... the attackers have pushed over towards this gate. This is going to be a big battle right here. A very important battle. We're down to the last 10 minutes of this fight. 10 minutes of the fight. So there they go. They're charging in. Look at them. Yes. Yes. Nice. They've got throwables. They're like kind of like Thurio spears for Rome too. They're going to charge in and clash with these sergeants of arms. And now they got the big axes going in as well. Look at this fight. This is so cool. Oh, it looks so good. So good. They're constantly charging in, getting the fight going. This is beautiful. Now, it's going to be a tough one, guys. I'm looking around. I still see plenty of reserves. I see archers that yet to see any combat yet. Yet to use a single one of their darts of ammo. They are full ammoed, full. And there's another one. There's two of them right here. So they've got to figure out a strategy. They got to figure out a plan to overcome those crossbows, because it's going to be tough to try to charge those guys. It's going to be tough to deal with those guys. I mean, you got to get into loose formation. First and foremost, you got to get past the enemy infantry. And I don't know, even that is going to be challenging for the attackers. I feel like this is certainly becoming an uphill battle for them. Yes, excellent. Now we're down to 8 minutes in this battle replay. The balance of power is definitely in favor of the defenders. They outnumber the attackers. Not that that's necessarily a huge deal. They outnumber them. Well, it's starting to add up. Like 500, they outnumber them. But originally at the start, they only were outnumbered by 3,000, 4,000. Yeah, 4,000, not 100, not 1,000. Sorry, that's a big difference. I'm looking at the numbers here, so or about a little more than 400 men. So it wasn't a huge difference in numbers. Nice little struggle going on here. Love to see this. Great battle. The units are on the verge of breaking. Crossbows now getting in position for the defenders. This is concerning. They need to get this sword unit back into the fight. These crossbows, get them somewhere good. If they can get some good hits here, they could definitely turn the course of this battle. And oh man, the Sword Brothers just got flanked here by the French. Reinforcements running down this main road. They've got to get reinforcements up here. Who is this? Is this Trebizond? I think at this point, guys, it's all down to Trebizond. It's not, the Teutonic Order is out. I think with their sword brothers getting flanked, they're done. Mounted crossbows trying to get close and do some damage. Look at this. The Templar Knights are like, no! Charge the crossbows! No prisoners. They scared them off. There we go. They evaporated the Sword Brothers. They are gone. Teutonic Order is out of this battle, and it's all down to one player, and you've got a little of everything. Look at this. Look at this. The artillery. Man, this artillery's been everywhere. You got to cue that Johnny Cash song. I've been everywhere, man. This is unreal. I've never seen a trebuchet unit travel this much in a battle. I've never seen it. They've been outside the city. They're going back in the city. They're now almost on the other side of the city. It's crazy. And this thing only has 19 kills. So it's safe to say they haven't exactly been using it effectively. But hey, it's getting some miles in, okay? And these wheels, I mean, they're solid. All right, they have been well tested in this battle. So the trebuchet looking pretty tasty, looking pretty good. They've got a lot of ammo too. So, and what is this? Oh my gosh, we've got the Cav, the glorious, the King of France, the Roi de France. Roi de France. Oh man, I need to get back to learning French. But yeah, they are charging in. This is right when they needed them too. But they are gonna have to take on the general unit for the Trebizond because they're fresh, they're healthy. So this could be a concern for the king. And I think he's gonna disengage. But hey, that was a crucial charge. And they charged and broke a unit. They're getting out now. So good job with that shock cav. You got to keep running them. The attacking general should not chase them all the way. They got to stay close with their men. Oh no, here comes another general unit. Who is this? This is England. He's been through a lot. He's got 310 kills. He's killing some crossbows. This might be the end for the English king, though. He's got to be very careful, and he's going to help out. He's actually helping out. No, he's a madman. He's charging into a very healthy general bodyguard of the attackers. So, but I think this is the end for the English king, but I don't think they're at risk of losing the battle, even if they lose the king. I mean, that would be tragic. But yeah, there's starting to be too much of an advantage for the attackers. I think we're down to 4 minutes. They now outnumber the attackers by 1,000 men. We got the trebuchet. Please tell me this thing is firing. No, they're still at 19. Yes! Go! Yes! Like a sniper. Look at this. Boom. Almost gets them on the run. What a shot right there. But seriously, I mean, that was a good volley right there. If they actually made contact with the enemy units, that would be so impressive. This would be the most impressive trebuchet crew that have been lugging this thing around, just like pushing this giant trebuchet around. Yeah, I mean, you don't move trebuchets like this. You know, this is they're the what's that? Oh, never. I was going to do a joke, but I can't even. I was thinking of some moving company, but it's like, anyways, they're really good at moving. Okay, they're good at moving heavy things around. So if you're planning on moving, if you're moving from your house or whatever into a different house, you could hire this crew. Okay, so that was the joke I was going for. It didn't really land. Anyways, let's jump in. Look at this cav charge into that's a desperate charge. They're desperately trying to help their infantry win this fight. Hey, who needs enemies when you have friends like these? That trebuchet getting some friendly fire, causing this, oh no, you gotta stop that. Knock it off. They're getting kills, but it's mostly their teammates. Yeah, there they go. They're like, oh, sorry, man. You know, that's that point where the teammate's like, dude, knock it off. Your trebuchet, it's killing my man. We're gonna lose this battle. It's, oh, sorry, man. I was just trying to help, man. Yeah. Stop. Anyways, infantry charging in. We got Cav. The French king's getting back into this one. I don't know why he just charged the back of his own men. He probably should have went around the flanks here. Let's see. I think he's gonna try. Yeah, there he goes. There he goes. Boom. Yeah, it's really great to have another 1212 AD battle replay. This one was a lot of fun. I just honestly, it's been so long since I've done 1212 that I'm just happy to see the units in action again. So, oh, here comes some artillery. That one does a little bit better on actually hitting the enemy. But if you guys are playing 1212 AD, let me know. Apparently, I want to tell you guys too, apparently someone has a guide for a good mod setup to have this game perform the best possible. I'll try to link it in the Discord. It's kind of links to a document. I don't know if you can do that, like link a document. Maybe you can in the description, but I'll certainly do that. And please looking for more 12-12 battle replays. A great way to find people to play with you. My Discord, which is also linked in the video description. And now we got the King's Bodyguard of Jerusalem coming in here. He's finished up the Trebizond General, and I think that's the nail in the coffin. We're at less than a minute here, and yeah, these units are about to be flanked, and that is going to be the battle, guys. This was a fun one. It was all over the place. It was outside the settlement. We saw a lot of cav action for a siege battle, and the Trebuchet, MVP, 33 kills, 26 of those being friendly fire, most likely. That's an estimate. They traveled so far. They've got so many miles on this Trebuchet. Really great to see. They're just, you know, you gotta wear it in. You know, you gotta push it around a little bit to really get the best out of the Trebuchet. And oh, more friendly fire. You love to see it, guys. This Trebuchet is the worst. But it doesn't matter. That fire is enough to break what's left of these attacking troops. And there you have it, guys. That is the victory for the defenders. Pyrrhic victory. And let's go ahead and end the replay and look at these juicy results. So this was sent in by Lethality 5565, playing as France. Did a great job with his... I mean, he brought a ton of French knights. Holy moly. I didn't even realize he brought this many. Really good stuff there. Crossbows really didn't... He had 2 crossbows, didn't even see any action. Got Jerusalem here. So yeah, thank you to the French player, Lethality. Thank you for the battle replay. Thank you to all the players here. Another player sent me... I wish I know the in-game name, but he sent me the list of mods that they were using to make sure, you know, this replay doesn't desync or something, because I don't have the right mod. So thank you. Here's Draco. We've got, you know, really great battle. I don't know. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this one. It was fun. I want to get more 12-12 out there. If you want to see more 12-12 AD, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. It means a lot, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on the battlefield.